Hi, welcome to She Spice. Alec Baldwin's homicide case just got dropped because of stowed-away proof, making his family and fans celebrate. However, here's the curve for what reason he blamed any case. Hotshots didn't need their names hauled in the soil, so they made Alec accept all negative consequences. Was this situation manipulated from the beginning? We should dive into the obscure side of Hollywood and figure out who truly calls the shots in secret. So on the off chance that you've been living under a rock, we should get you up on the Alec Baldwin rush-setting case back in 2012. Misfortune struck the arrangement of the film Rust when a firearm Baldwin was dealing with went on offer. Halyna Hutchins, this was Hollywood's most memorable beginning shooting in almost 30 years, and it stunned everybody. Halyna Hutchins, who was 42, was dealing with the film Rust. She kicked the bucket after a prop firearm held by the entertainer Alec Baldwin was discharging. Alec was accused of compulsory homicide, and the entire world was looking at this high-profile case as if it were uncommon. I mean, how frequently do we see entertainers having to deal with criminal penalties for beginning mishaps? Well, what's intriguing not to stray on some analysis here, that we've done this for quite a long time, and we did it the correct way, consistently. You're on a set, you practice, they present to you what's known as a virus firearm for setting in October 2021. The arrangement of the Western film Rust in New Mexico turned into the location of a disastrous and stunning occurrence that would perpetually change the existences of those elaborate cinematographer Halyna Hutchins kicked the bucket after a firearm held by Hollywood entertainer Alec Baldwin terminated a live round during a practice, creating a dim-shaded area over the entertainment world. While practicing his speedy draw just minutes before a film set was changed into a wrongdoing Baldwin, known for his parts in 30 Stone and his depiction of Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, denied pulling the trigger and argued that he was not blameworthy for compulsory homicide. On October 21, 2021, misfortune struck when Hutchins was shot while functioning as the movie's overseer of photography. The occurrence sent police hustling to the rambling desert farm in New Mexico. The recently delivered police body cam film shows the confusion that faced them. The 42-year-old Ukrainian-conceived cinematographer traveled to the clinic by helicopter but surrendered to her wounds. Chief Joel Souza, who was remaining behind Hutchins, was harmed, yet endured the insight about Cubby's passing that sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Her partners recalled her as a superb mother and an unbelievable craftsman. Baldwin communicated his misfortune, expressing that his heart is broken for her better half, their child, and all who knew and cherished Halyna. Okay, no, I'm not really like. As subtleties of the occurrence arose, it was uncovered that Baldwin had been drawing a gun across his body and pointing it at a camera during a practice when the firearm released collaborator Chief David Lobbies, who had yelled a cold weapon to show it was protected, later conceded he didn't have the foggiest idea about the weapon containing live ammo. The disclosure that corridors had been recently excused from a film creation for firearm well-being infringement simply added to the contention. In the days following the shooting, a vigil was held in New Mexico to grieve Hutchins. Industry experts and companions assembled to respect her memory, lighting candles and sharing their pain. Lawful reports uncovered that Baldwin was pointing the weapon at the camera when it shot, killing Hutchins and harming Souza. The examination concerning the shooting was strengthened with saints. Nick Fay Area Sheriff Aiden Mendoza, expressing that a lead shot eliminated from Souza's shoulder had all the earmarks of being essential for a live round. Specialists recovered 600 bits of proof, including guns and ammo. Baldwin, who depicted the Rust Group as a very well-oiled team, has talked freely and interestingly since the shooting. He called Hutchins his companion and related how they had fortified over supper with Souza. He portrayed the occurrence as a one-out-of-many episode and underlined his full participation in the police examination. He was somebody who was cherished by every individual who worked with him, preferred by every individual who worked with him, and respected anyway. This did essentially nothing to suppress the mounting legitimate difficulties. Script boss M. Mitchell recorded a claim against Baldwin, charging that the film script didn't expect him to discharge the firearm when he lethally fired Hutchins. Mitchell's legal counselor Gloria Allett blamed Baldwin for playing Russian roulette by shooting the weapon without actually taking a look at it first, as the examination advanced police got a warrant to look through the premises of an outfitted provider a testimony uncovered that ammo for the film had come from a few sources counting PDQ Arm and Prop. The proprietor Seth Kenny guaranteed the ammo he provided comprised of sham adjusts and spaces, bringing up issues about how live adjusts wound up on the set. Baldwin, in an interview with ABC News, kept up with that he didn't pull the trigger and proposed another person had set a live projectile in the firearm. So I take the weapon and I start to the weapon, I won't pull the trigger. I said, do you see that she will cheat it down and slant it down somewhat that way, and the weapon I go, might you at any point see that, could you at any point see that, could you at any point see that, and she says, and then, at that point I let go of the sledge of the firearm, and then notwithstanding the mounting waffle and public tension, Baldwin kept on denying any bad behavior he gave over his cell phone to specialists. However, the process was loaded with complexities in a video message on Instagram. Baldwin passionately denied being shifty, expressing that they can't simply go through your telephone and take your photographs or your adoration letters to your significant other, or what have you. He guaranteed full compliance with the examination. Gutierrez Reed, the film's armorer, was accountable for the weapons on set and additionally confronted legitimate challenges. She sued the prop provider, charging that the organization had conveyed a blend of sham and live ammo. Her case expressed that the ammo was distorted as sham ammo when it contained both faker and live ammo. However, Kenny denied these claims, keeping in mind that it was outside the realm of possibilities for live adjustments to have come from his organization. The fights in court reached out to Cubby's family, who brought a claim against Baldwin. Lobbies, Gutierrez Reed, and prop Sarah Zachary claimed that Baldwin carelessly shot in and that team individuals had compromised, prompting her demise. Cottage's significant other Matthew communicated his displeasure and dissatisfaction, expressing that it was silly that Baldwin was not getting a sense of ownership with her passing in April 2022. The makers of Rust were fined and scrutinized by experts for neglecting to follow security rules. The New Mexico Climate Division gave the greatest fine of $136,700, referring to the film's makers' plain lack of concern for perceived perils related to the utilization of guns. On set around the same time police delivered the film from the set, including the minutes prior to Box's lethal physical issue. Baldwin was seen practicing with the weapon, causing serious qualms about his honesty. What's more, others associated with the episode kept on heightening. In October 2022, Baldwin arrived at a settlement with Penn's family, who kept up with the fact that her passing was a mishap. In spite of this, the lead prosecutor reported in January 2023 that Baldwin and Gutierrez Reed would each be accused of 2 counts of compulsory homicide. Chief David Lobbies entered a liable supplication to a wrongdoing allegation of careless utilization of a dangerous weapon and was condemned to a half-year of probation. He claimed that Baldwin had been on the telephone during gun preparation for Rust and blamed him for some cases of very foolish demonstrations. They contended that, assuming Baldwin had performed obligatory security checks with Gutierrez Reed and not pointed the weapon at Hutchin, the misfortune could never have happened. Extraordinary specialist Robert Schilling featured Baldwin's liability to follow fundamental firearm well-being, calling his case of not pulling the trigger ludicrous in February 2023. The Hutchins family recorded another common suit against Baldwin and the film's makers, claiming a purposeful curse of profound trouble and carelessness. The case was brought by Penn's mom, father, and sister, who were living in Ukraine. Their legal advisor, Gloria Allred, expressed that the family was crushed by the shooting and believed that those capable should be considered responsible, in spite of the continuous fights in court. The shooting on Rust continued in the spring of 2023, with Baldwin staying in the featured job. The creation moved the area to Montana, and new security measures were executed, including excluding any utilization of working weapons and ammo on set in the meantime. Hutchins' single man Matthew endorsed a narrative about his late spouse and a settlement understanding that was gone after the Hutchins family in June 2023. Gutierrez Reed confronted new charges from examiners who guaranteed she was logically loomed over upon the arrival of the deadly shooting. They blamed her for drinking liquor and partaking in pot at night during recording. Her legal counselor answered by blaming the examiners for misusing the case and depending on character death. Gutierrez Reed argued that she was not blameworthy for charges of compulsory homicide and proof altering. In August 2023, examiners contended that she misbehaved while stacking the firearm, yet her guard kept up with the fact that she was not exclusively liable for the shooting. In January 2024, a terrific jury in New Mexico accused Baldwin of a new count of compulsory homicide in light of new scientific tests on the weapon utilized in the shooting. Baldwin argued that he was not blameworthy and kept up with that, saying that he didn't pull the trigger and contending that the firearm. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.